Hello everyone, I'm Ep11,
And I am Sandman99.
and welcome back to The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Special Edition with Winter Frost.
Yes. And in the last episode, we went to a necromancer lair where we, after much dodging of harmful magic and shooting of bows and things, we recovered a book for Urag Gro-Shub. And we were just on our way back to return it. And he just happened to pop out the door and tell my dog he was stupid.
Yeah, what an asshole.
Yeah.
Should almost keep the book.
But anyway, I'm going to give him the book because he's going to pay me for it.
So is the book. Thank you.
Okay. He didn't pay me much. Jeez.
Was that worth your dog's integrity?
Anyways, well, let's have a look here and see what we can possibly unload here, because we're carrying an awful lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, you gotta get more firewood.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we need to get more firewood. So I guess maybe we were going to head over to, in the general direction of Riften anyway, because we were going to follow the Dawnguard quest line.
Alright.
At least until I finish my search for modded quests, because I figured I'd try and add a few modded quests to this game, right?
Okay.
Just so that we got other things to do rather than just play the same old main quest line over and over, right? Uh-oh.
It's a vampire attack.
Come on, draw the bow. Uh-oh. Yeah. Let's head on up here for a bit.
Careful.
For what? If I go running,
yeah.
if I go running in here, there's going to be like a crapload of really powerful mages who are more than willing to blast these guys into ash, right?
I'm still used to the gaps in the bridge walls.
Yeah. That's okay. I don't take falling damage anyway because I'm a vampire, right?
Oh, right.
Okay. So we'll just head over this way. Yeah, because look at this.
Oh,
Ow!
you need to
Holy
heal.
crap! Ow! Okay. This ought to be a short and one-sided fight
running.
anyway, I think. Yeah. There. That takes care of that. So, as you can see, vampires are very dangerous.
Yep.
But they quite often have good stuff on them, like this necklace of dwindling fire.
Sadly, don't you already have a necklace like that?
It might be a less powerful one, though. Oh, yeah, I do, actually. I've got 2 of them now. Well. Oh, that wasn't Feralda, that was,
I think the college is due for a change.
what's her name there? However, she did provide enough of a distraction for me to be able to do what I needed to do there. Which is good. So we'll head in here and use the enchanting table, and maybe I can actually learn that if I don't know it already.
Enchanting services are one of the few things that keep us in touch with the rest.
Okay, looks like I already know it even, so I can sell that.
That you could.
Stupid dog. The
Yeah.
local Nords may not like
Okay,
us,
that guy I can't really buy and sell anything
mind
with.
having access.
It's a conspiracy.
Yes, it is.
Bethesda is full of cat people, that's what it is.
Yeah. Cat people. Okay. Well, I think just about all of our various... I have 628 armor too, so that thing really hit hard, right?
Yep, because
I'm only about 100 points below the armor cap here. So yeah, that's vampires are not to be trifled with, that's for sure. Okay, well.
Weapons and armor.
Let's see if we can figure out some more spells that we need to get here. I got that already. Flames, flare. Okay. We kind of have the minimum required for that kind of stuff. Okay. I think we're good there for now. But we could just sell stuff. We can sell stuff to you.
Take a look.
Let's see what we can sell. We can sell that. And we can sell that. Okay, she doesn't have enough money to buy that. I'm going to hang on to those because those could come in handy later. Transform into a powerful creature. Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to sell it. There.
Until next time.
With a lot of these magic overhauls, you get a lot of new spells, and you also get quite a few new spells on scrolls and stuff like that too, right? And I don't even know what most of them do.
I see.
But anyway, I guess now we'll talk to Feralda and we'll sell our extra necklace of fire resistance since we don't need it, right? Because we can't wear two of them. There.
See you around.
And we'll save the cash for later. Now we're there. Because they won't buy swords and shields and things like that. We actually have to find a vendor that will buy those things. And actually, Buddy upstairs here in the Hall of Attainment, he might sell and buy and sell that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Even with
Enthier.
There are
Yeah.
some. I hope you've got some corn. Let's just take a look then.
He probably won't give me the best price for these things, but, you know, easy come, easy go, right?
Yeah, he's an easy place to pawn your shit.
Yeah. Because I got to pawn some of this stuff, because I can't carry anymore. Pretty funny, I was playing with another character that I'm running today, who's a werewolf.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, and you know what? With the werewolf overhaul that I'm running, werewolves are pretty strong. Like, my character's carry weight when it became a werewolf went up to 400.
Nice.
Yeah. So werewolves appear to be physically stronger than vampires, and they're actually quite a lot more durable too. Like, I ran into all sorts of different kinds of enemies that use spells or cause massive amounts of physical damage with their attacks and stuff like that. And if I change into a werewolf, well, you know, I basically shrug off these, you know, like massive attacks. Like, I killed a giant tundra spider as a werewolf, and, you know, like, it didn't even phase me, right? Like when I was in wolf form.
Yeah.
And things like I ran into that encounter where you have the 3 vampires, you know, like standing over the dead Vigilance of Stendarr. And I was in human form when I first encountered them, and I was in big trouble. But I managed to get a little bit of distance separated from them and me. And then I changed into a werewolf, and then after that, they were in trouble.
Yeah, the tables were turned, right?
And it was a short and very one-sided fight, because even their magical attacks and stuff didn't seem to do very much harm, right?
Probably because you regenerate so fast.
Yeah, well, I think, though, with some of the mods that I'm running, too, because I always believe that werewolves should be much tougher and much scarier than the vanilla version of them was.
Well, the vanilla werewolves, like, if you transform on any difficulty higher than, like, normal, it's like suicide.
Yeah, because you lose all the benefit of any armor and magical protections and things like that you're wearing, and you just basically become, like an armor zero. Now, I saw a table one time, and I think that at, like very high levels, like if you're at level 60 or 70 or something, your armor value caps out at about 400 or something.
Which still isn't great.
Which isn't enough when you're playing at legendary levels or on legendary difficulty, right?
Yeah. Because that's only like a 50% damage reduction as opposed to the highest damage reduction you could get.
Yeah. And so I went searching for werewolf mods, and of course one of them that I found was Moonlit Tales Mini, which is the best werewolf mod out there in my opinion for SSE. And I found a perk overhaul tree that's an older one called Blood Moon Rising. And I also found another mod called Mighty Werewolves. And Mighty Werewolves adds a lot of armor and magic resistance and things like that to werewolves, including your character in werewolf form, right? And so now, like basically you're a killing machine when you turn into a werewolf, right?
Yeah.
Only the most powerful enemies in the game, like legendary dragons and things like that, now are a match for me, right, in werewolf form. We'll just stash some stuff here just to lighten our load a little bit, because we don't need to be carrying all this stuff around with us. Oh yeah, and then there's that. I need firewood, don't I? Yeah. And I don't think I really need to carry that around with me. I was just learning how to do it, but yeah, somehow I probably don't need to carry that around with me either, or that. Travel anvil, right? I figured out how to make some of the things that you can have inside your tent, right? The only problem is you have to carry them around with you, and they all have weight too, right?
Yeah.
And it's bad enough that you got to carry around a tent that weighs 20 pounds plus 3 pieces of firewood. Anybody watching? No? Okay.
Really? They'd even care if you fed on a dead guard?
Oh yeah, for sure. You get like it's considered to be assault, I think. Like you get like a 40 gold.
How dare
bounty.
you assault that dead guy?
Yeah, exactly.
After he's dead.
Okay, well, we'll chop a little bit of wood here so that we can set our tent up again.
You dead guy assaulter.
Yeah. So, anyway, I don't really need the cooking station and all that kind of stuff, but basically what you can do is you can make a travel anvil, which is like a smithing station, and you can make a cooking station, and you can also make a alchemy and magical station, but I can't make those because I have to find some quarried stone to mine first, eh?
Yeah.
Because you need a couple of pieces of quarried stone in order to make those. But basically, it's almost like you can turn... Oh, so we see somebody killed a chicken in that vampire attack. You can turn your tent almost like into a player home that you carry around with you, right?
Yeah.
Because it has all of the basics.
Well, I guess, though, with the fact that you're a vampire, you don't really need the cooking fire much.
Not really, no.
And the regular fire in there that will warm you up anyways.
Yeah. Mostly I just need the tent so that I can sleep without being burned into ash.
Yep.
Because even though with this mod, you can walk around outside, you know, like without getting, you know, killed by the sun kind of thing. I know I've learned the hard way that if you wait or sleep someplace where the sun might shine on you, well, you'll basically die, right?
How weird.
Yeah. I'm not sure whether that's a legacy from vanilla vampirism. I have no idea.
I can't say honestly. I've only ever been a werewolf to get the disease resistance.
Yeah, which doesn't count for anything now anymore, right?
Yeah, especially with survival now.
Yeah, with the survival mode, all the new diseases that were designed, whoever built survival mode didn't think to, you know, include werewolf and vampire disease immunity and take that into account, right?
Yep.
Which is why I end up carrying around a couple of cure disease potions with me, even though I don't really need them, right?
Although they're so damn expensive.
Well, they're not actually. I don't buy them. I just make them or I find them, right? Let's see here. Where have I been in the world anyway? Okay, yeah, so I've been to Whiterun. Or in my case, you know, like I could just, you know, like, where are we at here? There, I could just smoke a little Potima's Kush, too, right? And it has a cure disease effect. So that's a good excuse. Oh, I'm getting cold now.
What's all this flower picking and weed smoking you're doing? You're not getting from point A to point B.
Well, I've been doing pretty good, actually. I've been picking them on the fly, you know, like I don't stop moving, right?
Yeah, you're getting better at it.
But, you know, flower picking is actually absolutely necessary because you need to be able to make healing potions and things like that, right?
Yep.
And you have to pretty much get the ingredients to be able to do that somehow. That skeleton just left that tower because it's going to go after that goat. Huh, I hit the post. Ah, that goat just spoiled everything. It spoiled my surprise. And then the dog's up there attacking the skeleton. And you know what? I think it would be a good idea to put this on so that I can tell.
What's what?
I can't tell if the dog's in the way or not, right?
Well, if he comes back looking like a pincushion, it's his own fault. All I can say, though, is I wouldn't be able to make those shots.
Well, I've
Those
had a
are
lot
long
of
shots.
I've had a lot of practice, though, right? I use the bow a lot because it's better than getting hacked to pieces or, you know, like, what do we got here? Oh, somebody who just chased the dog into the fort. Okay. Going on there now. It appears the battle is spread out to over here now.
Well, that might be partly because of that goat.
Yes, probably. Okay, well, it looks like I only shot him once.
Twice.
Or twice, yeah.
In the same... Oh, no. Never mind. Once in the shoulder, once in the head.
Okay, well. Got some more ancient Nord arrows. Let's see if there's anybody left alive in this place now. Yeah,
One person.
One guy down there. We'll see if we can sneak up and shoot him before he knows I'm there. Oh, he's in the
shed.
The shed. He went back to doing his alchemy. I'll see if I can sneak up on him here. See, I had a version of Darker Nights for Skyrim too, right? I deactivated it for the purposes of this playthrough because it's too damn dark.
Ah. Here, try now. Oh.
Yes, sir.
Just in time.
Yep, I got him just in time. Now I'm pretty sure there's nobody left alive in here. So I can... There. Okay, he's got some novice robes. We'll take those. Anything interesting in here? A potion of healing. And what do you have? We'll extract some blood because we might need some later for breakfast or something.
Yep. Well, then you're down like 10 healing potions because of that vampire attack too, right?
Yeah. Okay, well, I've already got a version of those, so I don't really need to take hers. And I think that that pretty much... Restless rag skeleton. Oh, crap.
Problem solved.
Yeah. Sneak attack. Some of these things don't come back to life until you disturb them.
Yep.
And some of them will just come back to life like right away anyways, right? Uh-oh. What's going on now?
Time to sneak.
I must have missed one. A skeleton. Uh-huh. Either that or else it's one that got back up again too, right?
Probably.
But we'll take his arrows too. Okay, so the sun just came up. So I guess we'll go inside. See, if we clear this place out, then the Stormcloak soldiers move in right away, right? Like the next time I come by here, this place will be garrisoned.
Yep.
And a lot of the forts are like that. Like if they are in a Imperial controlled area, they'll be garrisoned by Imperial soldiers. And if they're in a Stormcloak controlled area, they'll have Stormcloak soldiers move.
Yeah, then you can't take any of this shit.
See that? He just stuck his head up above there enough and I shot him in the face.
Yeah, you literally shot his head off.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll just take his weapon again here so he doesn't have anything to attack with. Where is that silly thing now? There. See, that's one tactic that you can do if one of those skeletons starts to get back up. You can loot all of its weapons, and then all it can do is either attack with its bare claws, or it will have to take off running somewhere looking for a weapon, right?
Yeah, because it won't be able to attack at all, I guess, for some things.
Yeah. Yeah, it really messes them up doing that sleight of hand thing, right? You know, the sleight of hand spell, that one is a lot of fun. Speaking of spells, let's do this.
Yeah, you can start training up your illusion.
Well, it'll also help my sneak chance here when I go to sneak up on these guys too, right? Because mages, even though they may be glass cannons, they still have to be treated with respect, right? Which means you need to shoot them dead before they know you're there. So killing them from ambush is a good thing. You want to do that whenever possible.
Close enough. Stealth kill.
Well, you know what? That one actually took a few shots to kill, right? I had to shoot him 3 times to make him dead.
He might have even been a badass one, too.
Yeah, he might have been. But the thing is, though, you might have noticed he didn't target me right away because he wasn't quite sure where I was, right?
Yeah. In fact, he might have targeted the dog first.
Yeah, maybe. I should remove projectiles now, so he doesn't have to walk around with all those arrows sticking out of him.
They're fashion accessories.
Yeah, well, you know what? They're no less than what he deserved, because if he's getting in my way all the time, it kind of hinders the effort, right?
Well, that's okay. At least he's a good dog.
Yeah, he is. I don't give a shit what everybody says. He's not stupid, usually. And when he gets in the way, I can just push him and get him out of the way. So there. Now we can go and do a little bit of lock-picking practice. There's no real reason for it, but because there's nothing in these rooms, but you can practice your lock-picking if you really want to by opening these doors.
Well, every little bit helps if you care about the skill.
Actually, the lock-picking tree in Ordinator has really got some good stuff in it.
Well, then you've really got a reason to...
Like if you spend a few perks in that perk tree, you can set traps and snares and things like that.
Yep. Well, maybe you've got a reason to get your lockpicking up yourself then.
Yep. Yeah, I don't usually train in skills like this. Usually I just use them whenever the opportunity presents itself, right? This one will be a little bit tougher. All the locks are novice locks except for this one, which is a master lock. Okay, probably eliminated that side. It's in this quarter here somewhere, probably. Yeah, right there. Oh, that was close. A little too far. It has to be a little bit further. Oh,
not quite.
That's the trouble, though. Once you get there, just trying and failing on that one spot can break your pick, right? Anyway, I could even search all these sacks and stuff if I wanted to, if I ate food and that kind of thing, if that sort of thing really mattered. But as you can see, the muffle spell really helps with your sneaking, right?
Yep.
Now we'll just go outside briefly because we got to go into the upstairs portion of the place. Oh. But anyway, it's a worthwhile stop. That's a good scroll. Ray of Light. That is a spell that is a restoration spell that does damage to undead.
Okay.
Yeah. It doesn't harm living beings, so the dog can get in my way all he likes, and I can't hurt him with it.
It's the Skyrim version of Holy Bolt.
Kind of, yeah. Well, actually, no, because there is a higher level spell that you can get at Fort Dawnguard that actually shoots like a bolt, kind of like a fire bolt.
Ah, okay.
Only it's the same kind of restoration type force, right?
Right, yeah.
In fact, I think some of those may even be vanilla type things, right? Now I forget what the heck I was going to look in here for. Ugh. Okay, well, anyway, we can sleep in this bed.
Yeah, you finally found a place to sleep.
Yeah, so we'll sleep for a while. Because we killed all the bad guys and everything. Okay, so what are we working on? Well, see, in lockpicking, you got your basic lockpicking, right, which makes some locks easier to pick.
Yep.
This is an interesting perk. If you happen to find one of 5 special chests that's placed at random in the game world, you get like a massive amount of gold and a free perk point, right? But they're rare and they're hard to find. And, you know, like say here, you get bear traps, stronger bear traps, you know, even stronger bear traps that rearm themselves 2.5 seconds after being triggered. The ability to lure hostile targets into your traps, right? If the victim of your trap doesn't know you're there, then it does 5 times damage.
Stealth trap damage.
You can carry an extra trap, right? And you can even add different effects to your traps eventually, right? So, you know, like you can do a lot of good stuff here. Over here, you got things like the ability to notice if people are possibly detecting you, and the ability to get, you know, loot better treasure out of chests and all kinds of stuff like that, right?
Yep.
Even this one here gets a little bit more gold in dungeon chests and more gold in corpses, urns, etc. Oh, and this was one you'll probably like if you follow this tree. So you can activate a hostile automaton to lockpick your way into its engine, right? To reduce its health to 1 and shut it down for 60 seconds. so long as you're lockpicking, you know, like if you don't break the pick, right?
Yep, yep.
So there is a bit of pressure to it. And then up this tree further, well, you can lockpick its brain and succeed within 15 seconds to hack it, and then you can make it obey you. And then you've got percussive maintenance.
Oh, God.
So hitting your hot-wired automaton with a mace or warhammer repairs at 150 points, or 300 points on a power attack. So if you hit it, if you control, like, say, like one of those Dwemer spears or something, right?
Yep.
If you hit it with a power attack with your warhammer, you can give it an extra 300 points of health, right?
Well, there you go. See, I told you percussive maintenance was a good thing. For those of you who don't know, viewers, I had like all these busted like old ancient fans in like my old desktop case that I hadn't replaced, and they would like make this sound that sounded like kind of like a lawnmower going off every time I was running the PC, and it would just run for hours, and all I'd hear is this like loud ass lawnmower noise, and it got so bad people could hear it over my microphone when I was playing games with them and stuff like that. And then I got to the point where I started like whacking my computer with this metal pole in order to get the fans to stop doing that. And I put a bunch of dents in the top of my computer case, but it did actually work until I could, you know, motivate myself to finally go and buy some new fans.
Yeah. Percussive maintenance.
That's right.
So up here on the roof is an altar, and it's got some good stuff in it, like some fire salts and void salts and that kind of stuff up here. And of course, those are rare and hard to come by alchemy ingredients, and you can also make, you know, like those ones are ingredients for making destruction staves, right?
Yep.
With the mod that I have, where you can make your own staffs. Anyway, I'm out here a little bit early, I guess. It's only 6:07 p.m. But the sun will go down at 7 p.m., so I guess I can probably at least get an early start as I continue on my way here. I wonder if I have any charged soul gems so I can recharge my bow. Here. Well, that black soul gem hasn't got much of a charge in it. Okay. Common soul gem.
You might as well use the grater.
No,
Oh no, you've got all these petties.
Yeah, I've got a whole collection of those, so there, we're fully charged again. The next time I have to recharge it, if I still have that greater soul gem in my inventory, maybe I'll use that first, right?
Well, thankfully you had enough petties to cover it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I got into the habit of using magical weapons and not hesitating to use the soul gems because, especially, you know, when you play this game for a while and you eventually visit the soul cairn and you suddenly have more soul gems in your inventory than you'll ever be able to use for enchanting.
Yep.
You know, like you literally find them by the dozens in there. And, you know, like, what else are you going to use them for, right? That's also, this is a Creation Club thing that you got along with their update that they did to try and encourage you to buy Anniversary Edition.
Mm-hmm.
Although I never did. But you know, like the fishing and the Saints and Seducers and the survival mode. And I'm not sure if there was really anything else that you got along with it, but anyway.
If you know any true sons and daughters of Skyrim, tell them to head to Wind.
We may explore that in a little while. What do we got going on here? Uh-oh.
Reeklings, your favorite.
Or goblins.
Or goblins, yeah.
Usually these Durzog things are with goblins, like that one there.
Yep. You were right. Yeah, he just wanted to walk right up to you with that frost spell.
Yeah, well, because of the ability that I have to bash with my bow, I'm actually... Oh, look, that's a rare item. Like that type of knife that actually does damage.
Yep.
Yeah. It's more of a curiosity than anything else, but... But yeah, I'm not as defenseless as a normal archer would be at point blank range, like at melee range,
because you have that bash.
Because of that ability to bash, right? And that ability to bash does...
Oh, you went past it.
It sets up extra damage as well, right? So if I bash an enemy with my bow, then the next time I shoot him, for the next 10 seconds, I get a big buff to damage that I score too, right?
Yep.
And so really, bashing doesn't use up that terribly much stamina. So it's, you you know, definitely a worthwhile tactic, and it's one of the things that that I've experimented with because I've played this type of archery type character before, and I figured I would try it again just because it seemed to work pretty well, surprisingly so. In vanilla Skyrim, you don't use archery as a mainstay combat method, but
well, except for those people who are all stealth archers. That seems to be the most popular playstyle around.
yeah, well, the thing is, though, that only works so long as you're shooting from a distance or from ambush. And as soon as your enemy, like what I always did is I would try and sneak up and kind of get things rolling with a shot or two from a bow. But then as soon as my enemy became aware of me and started charging at me, well, then I've got my melee weapon, whatever it is of choice, out. Right?
Your favorite big two-handed warhammer?
Well, I am not really a two-handed warhammer guy, but although I'm not going to say I have never done that, because I have tried pretty well every method of play in this game that there is, right? Oh, look. Steel plate gauntlets. We'll go over here and we'll melt those down too. Because I have 0 perks invested in blacksmithing, so I basically have no ability to, you know, like improve my weapons and stuff at all, right?
Yep.
So anyway, I can put some more stuff in the magical chest here. I can drop off a little bit of firewood because I only need to keep 3 of those. Right? Which kind of lightens the load a little. And we'll drop off all this stuff.
Yeah, I guess you'll have a lot of alchemy to do later.
Yep. But we can do that when we get to Riften, because I have a nice campsite right outside of Riften, which is part of this related mod too. Skyrim is my player home, right?
Yep.
And that's what this is part of. And obviously I built this mod actually in LE, like in Old Rim.
Yep.
And in Old Rim, they don't have as many bushes and stuff, so that's why this chest is hidden behind these bushes, because these bushes
don't exist.
In Old Rim did not exist, right?
Yep.
But I ended up having to move things a little bit once I got the SSE, you know, once I ported it over to SSE and started, you know, testing it, because some things you actually couldn't get at through the bushes and flowers and stuff, right?
Yep.
So I actually either had to move the bush or the flower, or I had to move the, you know, storage device or crafting station, whichever the case may be, right? That's why the SSE version is ever so slightly different than the LE version is.
Yep. Well, things happen like that sometimes.
Yep. However, I spent an awful lot of time and effort trying to figure out how to do that mod and learn how to, you know, do the little script for the cloud storage chest and all that kind of stuff. And you know what, a few people downloaded it and enjoyed it, but it didn't really get that much attention. So, you know, I can understand that why now a lot of people who make mods will do it for their own personal satisfaction, you know?
Yeah.
Because really that's about all you get out of it, right? You know, like, there's lots and lots of very good mods out there, better than anything that I make, get very little attention as well, right?
Yeah, well, it's one of those kinds of things where unless you hit something that's just like, you know, really, really popular, or you comes out at the right time where it addresses one particular issue or that kind of thing, these things don't tend to take off.
Yeah. But I wanted something like that anyway for my own playthrough, because I tried out things like the portable unlimited storage chest, and whoops, I'm not on the road here, and the you know, like portable home in a sack and all that kind of stuff. And, like those things are really convenient, but they also kind of, break immersion, especially if you're trying to play a little bit more challenging game, right?
Yep.
Because they're basically too easy. I can remember one time you were talking about, you saw that I had the, what the heck is that player sack home called now again? I can't even remember.
Oh, I can't remember now.
But anyway, you saw that I had that, and you told me, oh yeah, my cousin uses that mod, and he abuses it like crazy, right?
Yep, that's right.
Because it has all sorts of free stuff in it too, like build soul gems and all the crafting stations that you can imagine, including the staff crafting table and
yeah, it's ridiculous.
All sorts of like gold, like about 100 gold coins are just laying around in there, and gold ingots all over the place and stuff like that, right? Like it's like a Monty Hall kind of a thing where like you basically get gifted with all of this massive amount of stuff right at the beginning of the game. And all you need to do is go into I think it's called the Haven Sack or something like that.
Haven Bag.
Haven Bag, yeah. Haven Bag. And you know what? It was pretty cool, and I used it a lot for a long time. But then when I decided that I wanted to play a game that was a little more challenging, I basically take the Haven Sack and I stick it inside one of my cloud storage chests at the beginning of the game. Uh-oh. Oh, it wasn't the giant.
Yep, instead it was the saber cat.
Yeah. Because then even things like, carry weight limits and that kind of thing
don't matter.
Mean nothing, right? Like they mean nothing because when you reach your carry weight limit, well, you can just pop into your Haven Bag and drop all your stuff off into a safe storage container and then, continue to basically pick up whatever you want. And I guess that was probably one of the biggest things is that, and there's other mods too that are kind of similar to that where if you allow them to, they can actually unbalance your game because like even like there was a mod out there called Immersive Jewelry, and it was a great mod. You could make some really nice, cool, decorative jewelry stuff that looks way better than the vanilla jewelry does.
Yep.
But those are werewolves. But it also basically gives you a way to abuse the armor, like the smithing crafting system.
Yeah.
So that you can be like level 1 and literally get to 100 smithing before you even go out and do any adventuring, right? Just by repeatedly like building stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm actually working on my own hide helmet mod now. Like to where you can take say a steel helmet to the crafting forge and turn it into an invisible steel helmet. And the reason that I'm doing that is because I've tried a couple of other people's mods that do that kind of thing, but they, I don't think they intended it that way, but they ended up leaving a loophole so that, for example, when I discovered it, I had an ebony helmet, right, that I gave to Lydia, but I didn't want Lydia to be wearing this big ugly ebony helmet everywhere she went. So I decided to change it into an invisible ebony helmet. And that's about the time when I found out that after changing it to an invisible ebony helmet in at the smithing station, suddenly a recipe popped up where I could make that invisible ebony helmet back into a normal ebony helmet again.
And you get all the smithing experience for
and
it,
you can get all the... Within 5 minutes, I was at 100 smithing, right? And I don't think it was intended that way. But what happened was the guy, when he made the mod, he made reverse versions of all the crafting recipes too, right? And so what I'm doing is I'm making the crafting recipes, but I'm not making reverse versions of them. Because then that way you get a tiny little bit of experience for making your steel helmet into an invisible steel helmet, but you can only do it once.
Yep.
Per helmet, right? You know, so you can't abuse it and you know, end up getting 100 smithing without actually earning it. Because then it also makes the monetary system meaningless because
it completely breaks it.
Well, because normally the only reasonable way that you're going to actually get to 100 smithing eventually is either if you make like 1,000,000 iron daggers or you pay somebody to train you.
Yep.
And the training is a money sink, right? You know, it's a way to get rid of excess cash. Because otherwise you just end up with, you know, like 1,000,000 gold pieces and nothing to spend it on, right?
Yep. Well, instead, you can train in heavy armor like me and be broke all the time.
Yeah, I know, but that's the thing, though, right? That's one of the reasons why the training costs money, right?
Yep, yep.
Because it's a way to, you know, it's a way for you to be able to spend that money, all the gold that you find, in a meaningful way, right? And that's why I gave up on the immersive jewelry mod, because it's, again, it was too easy to abuse it and you know, unbalance the game, right? And so eventually, once I'm finished making my hidden helmet mod, what I'm going to do is I'm going to you know, like, uninstall the other two mods, because another thing too. Wow, look at that bear jump.
It's an acrobatic bear.
Yeah, it's just like the circus.
Well, that's okay. He's interested in the dog now.
Yeah.
I guess dog tastes better than vampire.
Yeah, I guess so, hey. Actually, what happened there is I've got that automatic slow time reflex thing that kicks in once in a while.
Yep.
Like every time an enemy tries a power attack on me, there's a small chance that I can dodge it. Kind of like the shield perk, right?
Yep.
You know, like the blocking perk. But anyway, getting back to what I was talking about, eventually I'll be able to free up a couple of mod slots by dropping those other two mods and using my own mod instead, right? Because also a lot of the mod makers, they didn't actually include all of the helmets. Like the guy who made the main one that I'm using, for some reason, I guess maybe he just didn't like scaled helmets or something, but he didn't include a way to make an invisible scale helmet, right?
Could have even just been like a one-off thing that he forgot.
Maybe, but you know, like it was more than just that one, though, right? You know, like he missed several of them. And so it's going to be a bit of a painstaking thing. And I'm not going to do it all in one sitting kind of thing. I'm going to try to kind of sit down and maybe make 3 or 4 at a time before I sit down for a gaming session kind of thing.
Yep.
And eventually I'll get through it. I just start at the top of the list. And I'm going to try and include all of the DLC as well.
So that all the DLC helmets can be applied to, too.
So all the DLC helmets can be made invisible, too. Right? And really, it's not that complicated. You just need to make a duplicate of the existing helmet. And then when you look at a helmet in the creation kit, well, most helmets occupy 2 or more body slots. And the body slots that they usually occupy are the hair and circlet slots.
Yeah.
And I found out that if you uncheck the hair slot but leave the circlet slot checked, then the item as a helmet still exists, but now it's invisible. Right?
Nice.
So, whoop, I missed. I missed again. Oh, and then he healed himself. Oh, now he turned into a... Okay, there we go. So, you know, like I can do that. Some helmets, like the Daedric helmet, for example, occupies about 4 different slots. Oh, look. It's a similar bow to what I've got. Except that it's a little bit lesser one, right? Necklace of disease resistance. Okay. So vampires actually carry pretty good stuff now, right? They're starting to carry better treasure. So anyway, I know I've been talking a lot about that, but it's something that I'm interested in. And, you know, like it's something that I've started to build for myself just because a adequate mod of that type doesn't really exist. Because if I want to wear scale armor, and I don't want to wear the ugly helmet, and have my character have no hair, well then, you know, I need to be able to make an invisible helmet so that I can...
Yeah, I know the hair thing is a big thing for you, too.
Yeah, well, and you know what? I did make my fur helmet here invisible, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is why it doesn't show up on my character here, even though I'm wearing it. But that was my first attempt at it, and it's actually quite crude. Like I'll drop that version of what I've done already too, right?
See, bears just hate dogs, apparently.
Yeah, they do.
And now he's gonna slide down the rocks.
Yep, we're gonna skin him as he slides by.
Yep. See, when he's sliding down at that velocity, you just gotta hold the skinning knife out, right?
Yeah, you see how fast I skinned that bear? It was like...
Gravity does the work for you, apparently.
Yeah. But anyway, you know, like I said, and the funny thing is, once I figured out how to do it, it's really not that terribly complicated, right? You know, like I was saying, you make a duplicate of the helmet that you want to make, and you basically you uncheck everything except circlet.
Yeah.
And then, once you've got that duplicate, well, then you just have to make a crafting recipe where if you have, like, say if you're doing it for a scale helmet, if you have a normal scale helmet in your possession, well, that is the ingredient that you need in order to make an invisible scale helmet, right? And then, of course, you also have to make a tempering recipe so that you can improve your invisible scale helmet in much the same way that you would improve a normal scale helmet, right?
Yep.
So it takes a little bit of time, but it's not that terribly complicated. Like, even somebody who is not that terribly skilled a mod maker can do it, and it'll work, right?
Yeah, it's mostly just going through all the motions and accounting for everything.
That's right. And being thorough and, you know, just trying to, you know, like basically what I'm doing is each helmet that I complete, I write it down so that I know that I have that helmet done, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah, lists are a good way to keep track of things.
Yeah, and I just started at the top of the list in the creation kit, you know, like basically the first helmet is what they refer to as the armor bandit helmet, which is actually the fur helmet, right? And of course there's no crafting recipe to make a basic fur helmet because there wasn't one in the vanilla game, but so I still had to make a tempering recipe for it because the existing fur helmets you did still have the ability to improve them, right?
Yep.
Even if you couldn't make them. Although I can make them because I made a little mod that allows me to make them and the various types of fur armor too, right? Oh, somebody is shooting me.
There's an archer up in that tower.
Yeah. Ow! Okay, that's enough of that. We're gonna have to take some cover here. We'll just hide behind these rocks for a minute.
Counteract the bleed.
Yeah. See, arrows are bad, right? because of that bleed damage. So now, let's see here. Have I got a... Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to fix this guy. I've had enough of his crap.
Well, at least he wasn't too tough. Oh, now he's going to come back. So you better take his longsword.
I'll take his sword too. So there. Do I have a shield? I don't think I do.
Yeah, you do.
Oh,
Help
yeah,
and shield of blocking.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. See, he pulls out like a little iron dagger kind of thing, but I think that's a made-up thing, right? I don't think it actually exists in their inventory, like you won't find one.
The best way to avoid getting hurt is to avoid getting hit.
Well, see, I get... Oops, why did I grab that? I don't know. I get a little bit of a buff to movement rate, right? It's not a huge amount, but I can actually move a little faster than some of these guys can, right?
Yeah.
So I can, you know, like, jump in and make a couple of quick attacks and then jump back out kind of thing. And when they go to swing back at me, they miss.
He's targeting the dog and ignoring you.
Yeah, that's okay. He's pretty much done now. And then I'll take all of his stuff. Okay, he's not going to get back up. Oh, the dog's at the top of the stairs already. Oh, okay. Well,
he is going to get back up.
He is going to get back up. It just took him a little bit. There.
Now you just gotta take the weapons and shit away from the other guy.
Yeah, okay. I got enough room to carry that. Okay. I guess we'll shoot the crap out of him now, too.
See, this always happens. They always get back up.
Well, not always, but there's a pretty high chance. I think it's 40% or something, right? Those are steel arrows, so that wasn't me.
Probably his own buddy shooting him in the ass while they were trying to hit the dog.
No, I got a couple of steel arrows stuck in me, too, so... I think
yeah, that would be from them shooting you, yeah.
The skeleton archers were armed with steel arrows.
Yep.
I just recovered one there. 3, actually. Okay, well, we'll have to extract some blood from this dead Riften guard here, because I'm getting hungry again. Ooh, he's got an amulet of Talos. And we'll grab his steel arrows. I want to see here. Oh, I got lots of torches. I don't need to take a torch. I don't generally use torches anyway because the predator vision, night vision is pretty good. You know, like it has to be awfully dark wherever you are in order for you to not be able to see. Now we need to drink a... There. I am now less hungry than I was.
And now you can replace that potion.
Yep. I try and keep like 5 or 6 of those small ones in my inventory at all times. just in case I get stuck somewhere where I, you know, don't have a feeding opportunity. And for some reason, corpse feeding doesn't feed your survival hunger. But the guy who made the Better Vampires mod, he made a patch so that, you know, stale blood potions and blood potions do.
I see, I see.
Uh-oh, now what? Oh, these stupid things again. I hate those things.
I didn't even see what it was.
Those, well was? I don't
Oh.
know. I have no idea what a well is, but they're, sort of a, four-footed bear-like animal, I guess.
Oh, look, you've got an unarmed person.
Yeah. Yeah, some of these, the NPCs in this game are dumb, right? Is there more of them?
No,
Oh,
I think the guards...
Oh, no, the looks like the two merchants here are chasing after it.
I guess they've got a death wish.
Yeah, okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna let them do what they need to do. So, as part of Skyrim is my player home here at Shorestone, I didn't actually have to add very much stuff. I added this cookpot to this rack that's over top of the fire here.
Mm-hmm.
So that you can cook at it. And I added this chopping block because they didn't have one. This was already here.
Did you just melt down all your steel arrows?
Yeah, because I've got lots of arrows. Right? So what happens is that, you know, like I've got so many arrows that they also have weight, right?
Yep.
And so I don't carry an excessive number of them around, but I've still probably, even though I melt down the steel and iron arrows quite often, I've still got probably well over 100 arrows, right?
Yep.
And of course, all of these crafting stations were already here as part of the vanilla game. And the one other thing that I did add, if you go around behind here, of course, is this tent, along with our cloud storage chest. And in here, of course, is the local storage chest for the real hardcore people who, you know, don't want to use the cloud storage, right?
Yep.
And there's also a cot in here that you can sleep on, although I don't recommend it if you're playing a vampire character.
Because that counts as outdoors.
Because that counts as outdoors, and it may or may not actually shield you from the sun. I'm not sure. Sometimes it's funny, but sometimes you are, and sometimes you're not. But you just don't know what you're going to get, right?
Sometimes you're good, and sometimes you're dead.
Yeah. Okay. Throw those in there too. And we can hang on to the rest of that stuff for now. And of course, this merchant over here, this is part of another mod that somebody did that adds merchants to various small towns and villages. And that's where this alchemy lab comes from too, right? It's part of these two merchants. And
Yep.
actually you can rent a place to sleep from these guys too, right? So you can actually sleep in this bedroll if you pay them.
Although, again, as a vampire.
Yeah, but it's like an inn kind of a deal, right?
Yep, yep.
But about as close to it as you can get here at Shorestone, which is... Wow, look at all the wolves. The guards have been earning their pay here at Shorestone.
Well, you know, after you take an arrow to the knee, you gotta do something to keep yourself occupied.
Yeah. How are we looking for time here, anyway?
We are 9 minutes past the hour.
Okay, well then I'm not going to bother cleaning out this fort right now. We can always come back and do that later. We'll just go around it for the time being. Because the place is full of bandits and, you know, like it's kind of a fairly lengthy process. I would imagine you could probably spend at least half of an episode worth of time inside that fort, right?
A lot of bandits in there?
A lot of bandits. It's actually surprisingly, even though it doesn't look like much on the outside, there's quite a bit of stuff to cover inside there too.
I see.
Usually if I play through there, even if I'm, you know, like a high enough level where I don't have to be too cautious, it usually takes me 15-20 minutes to clear that place out.
Yeah.
And of course, if you're a bit lower level and you have to, you know, be careful, you can't just stand out there and let them pepper you with arrows and that kind of thing, and you have to play a somewhat tactical game, well then it takes a little longer, right? But we're almost to Riften. And maybe what we'll do is we'll break here at Riften once we get to the campsite. The campsite that I had mentioned.
With lots of flower picking along the way.
With lots of flower picking along the way. So I placed all of this stuff here. And the reason I did this is because in Riften you can only get the equivalent of a player home if you buy the house. So, of course, I did not put alchemy or magic tables at these places, but I did put all the basic smithing stuff, right?
Yep.
And, of course, cloud storage chest, cooking pot, fire to warm yourself up but with, you know, like if you're playing survival mode. And our local storage chest as well. And a tent with a couple of cots in it that you can sleep in, right?
Yep.
And I also put a wood chopping block there too. So basically all of the non-magical, non-alchemical crafting type things that you could possibly want to do are here. As well as the ability to sleep, you know, if you need to gain a level or get rid of some tiredness and that kind of thing.
Yep.
So this is basically very typical of what I did in the Skyrim as my player home mod. And some areas have fewer of these things added because they already existed in some sites.
Yep.
And other areas I did, for example, I didn't bother to put the tent in at Winterhold, for example, because the inn is right up the street and it only costs 10 gold pieces to rent a bed at the inn, right? Whereas here, you know, like in Riften, you got to go through a loading door and back out through a loading door and blah, blah, blah. Whereas here, you can do a whole bunch of your crafting and all that kind of stuff and then go and sleep and that sort of thing without having to go through that inconvenience, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, and then once, of course, you buy the house in Riften, well, then all this stuff becomes pretty much, you know, obsolete. Although I did put a cloud storage chest inside the house, whatever, I can't remember what, Honeyside, right? I did put a cloud storage chest in there so that if you are out here doing all your crafting and stuff, you can put your stuff in here and then you can go into the house and you can pick it all out again, right?
Well,
But
I guess this would be like the quick stop if you didn't want to go fully through the city and just were passing by Riften or something, I guess.
That's right. If you didn't really want to go in, because I wasn't planning on going into Riften right now, because I don't really want to get involved in the Thieves Guild quest line and all that kind of stuff right now.
Yep.
Because I'm playing, I intend to play the Dawnguard quest line, so I was going to bypass Riften and just head on out to Fort Dawnguard, right? But we'll do that in the next episode.
Alrighty.
And off camera, I'll take a little bit, care of a little bit of stuff. I might actually go into town and do some alchemy, but I will try hard to avoid Brynjolf and his forced greeting.
Have fun with that one.
Yeah, well, you can if you stay away from the marketplace.
Yep.
Or at night if you stay out of the Bee and Barb. But yeah, you have to basically avoid him unless you want to get roped into that. So anyway, I guess next time we'll head out to Fort Dawnguard. Until then,
I'm Rec B5.
and I am Sandman99.
Have a good one.